I don't know how long I'll be around. Got a lot of people gunning for me, don't I? Huh? But I will not forget them. I'm never going to forget them.
So in yesterday's video, I was speaking about why and how I thought, this whole Iran situation was America first. And then I was reminded of something else after the fact. And so that's what we're going to be diving into a little bit today in this video. Another factor into why I think this is all going down that I didn't even think about yesterday, which is, I don't know how I could have forgotten about it, but hey, it happens. But before we get into that, I want to play a little reminder. Let's go down memory lane a little bit. To Butler, Pennsylvania. I'm sure you guys remember what I'm talking about because it's going to correlate with what I'm speaking about in this video. So let's take a little trip down memory lane of the day that could have changed history. Check it out.
What happened?
Hold. When you're ready, on you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go. Up. Hawkeye's here. Hawkeye's here. Move it to the spare. Spare, get ready. Spare, get ready. We ready? Shooters down. Shooters down. Are we good? Shooters down. Are we good to move? Shooters down. We're good to move. We're clear. We're clear. Let's move. We're clear. Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes. I got you, sir. Let me get my shoes, sir. Hold that in your head. It's bloody. So we got to move to the bus. Let me get my shoes. Okay, my shoes down. Get the shoes. Watch out. Wait.
Such a crazy and iconic moment, to see him stand up after that whole situation, not knowing whether or not he's gravely injured, and put his fist in the air and give us some hope, right? Give us some hope, man. What a iconic moment. Fight. Now, like I said, I played that video clip for a very specific reason, and that reason is it turns out Iran may have been involved in it. Check it out.
In the federal trial of a Pakistani man, prosecutors accuse him of plotting to assassinate American political leaders, including President Trump. He says Iran was behind it all. Alexis McAdams is outside the Brooklyn Federal Courthouse in New York City. Alexis.
Hi, Harris. Yeah, an interesting case that really not a lot of viewers knew about when it happened in 2024 because President Trump was out on the campaign trail and there was so much going on and so many other threats. But that's when police say Asif Merchant came here from Pakistan because he says Iranian leadership told him to, said hunt down President Trump, hire a couple of guys that can take him out at a political rally. So take a look here on your screen. This is who we're talking about. He's sitting there inside of that Brooklyn Federal Courthouse right now as those closing arguments are underway. 47 years old. He's facing federal terrorism charges and could spend the rest of his life behind bars. Merchant testified, Harris, in his own federal trial, and he explained this, making this drawing again that he said Iranian leaders gave him back in 2024. Really doesn't look like there's much to it. It looks like, like a kid drew it or something, but that's the sketch of a rally site. Merchant was arrested just one day before Trump was shot in Butler, Pennsylvania, and later told the feds that he believed Iran was behind that attack because it was so similar to the plan that they gave him, kind of get up in an elevated place, go to a rally, and create all this chaos so the gunman can get away. Merchant says Iran wants revenge for the killing of their top military leader, Qasem Soleimani. And threats continue as the U.S. just bombed Iran and took out its Ayatollah. So we're expecting even more threats here, possibly on the homeland, according to the feds. Back out here live in Brooklyn, prosecutors say the evidence, Harris, is pretty damning in this case. They say he actually paid two FBI agents thousands of dollars in cash, telling them to take out President Trump because he thought they were hitmen, and then also a lot of other things, including writing the entire thing down on a hotel napkin. So,
yeah, so the guy in question, Youssef, or I'm getting his name wrong. Let me make sure I say this correctly. Asif, not Youssef, Asif Merchant, basically said here, yeah, I'm pretty sure Iran's involved in that Butler, Pennsylvania situation because that seems like the exact same plan that they gave me. They told me to do that exact same thing. The exact same thing. So they got to be involved in this. And if I am a sitting president and I know that they were involved in, coming within like less than an inch of taking my life, oh, I'm going to have some problems with that. You're going to have some hell rain down on your head. I know I probably shouldn't say that. But, people have every right to be angry. So, is he wrong? Y'all let me know in the comments. Is he wrong? If it was part of the reason why this whole Iran situation went down, is he wrong? What would you do given the same exact circumstance? Would you turn the other cheek? Or would you say, an eye for an eye, right? Y'all let me know. I did find it interesting what Trump had to say following the strike. Check that out.
It's pretty clear this is personal for the president.
Well, look, in 2024, while Biden was president, U.S. intelligence believed that Iran was plotting to kill then-candidate Donald Trump. The Secret Service beefed up his security detail. Other precautionary measures were taken. That experience was clearly on his mind as he ordered the attack that killed the supreme leader. He told me, I got him before he got me. They tried twice. Well, I got him first.
What do y'all think? What do you think? Y'all let me know in the comments. But, all in all, because, of course, like I said in yesterday's video, people were talking about, oh, you're just a Zionist. Oh, we're Israel's puppets, blah, 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 blah. And, of course, in yesterday's video, I gave multiple reasons why this whole Iran situation is America first. And then you have this video clip, right? This video today as another reason why possibly, this whole thing went down that has nothing to do with Israel. So what do y'all think, man? What would you do? What would you do in this same exact situation? Let me know. What I also found interesting is this. Some Democrats, man, like I said before, Trump derangement. It's one hell of a drug.
But as Iran's regime is trying to kill our troops in the Middle East, 53 Democrats voted against it. That is a stark contrast to just 3 years ago, when under President Joe Biden, the very same resolution passed 420 to 1. Ben.
Well, it was my own congressman for his sins. Don Beyer was first on your list there, and I'm pretty pissed off about that. Look, this is the easiest vote in the world. It's just a factual statement. It's saying that Iran is the greatest state sponsor of terror, and because of that, of course, there are certain things that follow, and the Democrats are uncomfortable with the things that follow, namely that America should be doing what it can to take a regime that is at its weakest moment, that has seen its proxies absolutely defeated across the region, administration to go after them in a way that, quite frankly, the American military has been.
But as Iran's regime.
So not long ago, this same they voted on the same thing, and it was 420-1. Now all of a sudden, 53 Democrats are voting against it. Interesting. Interesting. I wonder what changed. Oh, Trump's the president, of course. What a shame, man. What a shame. These people are so pathetic. So pathetic. Thank goodness they failed, though. Thank goodness they failed because, whoa. Could y'all imagine Kamala Harris being president right now? Kamala and, what's the governor of Minnesota's name? Tampon Tim. Tim, it's not Tim Burchett. What? That's a congressman. Golly, why am I drawing a blank on this guy's name? Anyway, could you imagine Kamala Harris being president right now? Oh, my goodness. It's like a nightmare, right? It's like a nightmare. Jeez Louise. But I will tell you this. It does seem like Democrats are very motivated to get out and vote. So in these midterms, you better make sure you show up. You better make sure you show up. We saw some crazy numbers so far in these midterms or in these primaries thus far. It's a little worrying, especially when you consider the fact that Republicans typically don't show up in off years. It's a little concerning. I will admit that. So you better show up come these midterms. You better show up. All right. As well as you better participate in these primaries as well. Okay. So we can make sure that we get these America First Republicans in office and get these rhinos up out of here. All right. Stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.